Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about a solo gold farm that you can do in patch 11.0.5, and with this gold farm, as you will see, you will be able to potentially make a lot of gold. Just a quick disclaimer, today's farm is about transmog items, so if you're not a big fan of transmog items and if you don't think these different items can sell, then maybe you want to choose another farm. But trust me, even though these are transmog items, these are some of the best right now that you can farm, and they're selling for a lot of gold. So today's gold farm will be taking place in Aberrus, which is one of the raids from Dragonflight. And basically all you have to do is to kill all the different mobs that are in the raid in order to have a chance at getting some of the different raid BOEs. And these are all the different BOEs that you will be able to get. So you have, for instance, for lever, you have these ones right here. For mail, you have these ones right here. Then for plate, you have this and also the helm. And then for cloth, you have the shoulders and also the wrist. And the main item that we're after in today's video are the crucible curators wingspan shoulders, which are part of the priest tier set. And what's interesting is the fact that if you are not playing on a priest, the only way you can get this appearance is through the BOE. So it means that, as you can imagine, a lot of people are still buying this item because they really want to get these appearances, and especially because this is, in my opinion, one of the best sets we've had in a long time, and a lot of people want to get these different appearances. Here, I want to insist on the fact that you will get different colors depending on the difficulty you're doing this farm on. So on mythic difficulty, you will be able to get the purple color right here. Then after that, on heroic difficulty, you will get the red one, which is probably like the most popular one, I think. Then you also have the gold one for normal difficulty. And finally, in LFR difficulty, you will be able to get the light blue one. So these are all the different versions of these shoulders that you can get, and all of them sell really well because all of them have unique colors and people are using them for their different transmogs. So you can do it in all the different difficulties, and each time you have more chance at getting different colors and making even more sales on the auction house. One very important point is the fact that you will need to be playing on a cloth character if you want to have a chance at getting the different cloth BOEs, because the different BOEs from this raid will be tied to your character and to the type of armor you're using. So for instance, right now on my druid, I will only be able to get the leather shoulders and also the leather gloves, but not these different shoulders. So this is a very important requirement. In terms of the value and the sell rate, so the sell rate is pretty good. It's 0.07 for this type of items. It's actually really nice. And then the value on most realms for any of these different appearances will be between 300,000-400,000 gold. Sometimes a little bit less if you're playing on very high pop realms. But most of the time you will be able to sell them for at least a few 100,000 gold each. So you will really be able to make a lot of gold with these different shoulders. And for instance, just to show you, this is all the different sales that I've had during the past few days. And I really just started to post them again because I didn't really do any gold making activity for quite some time. And I just wanted to see if these will still sell. And during the first day, both here sold, then this over one sold, and then this over one. So again, it's not 400k right here because I'm playing on Kazakh, which is a very high pop realm. But still, it's very nice, and these are selling super well. So this is just a proof that these items still sell and that you can really make millions of gold if you manage to get a few of them. So now, when it comes to the farm in itself, you will need to first enter the raid, and here you will have a bunch of mobs just before the first boss, which is Khazara. You want to actually ignore all these different mobs because sadly they won't drop any BOEs. Or at least from what I know, they are not dropping the different BOEs. So instead what you want to do is kill the first boss, Khazara, and then after that you will have access to the rest of the raid, and here you will have tons of these different trash mobs. So basically you want to go all around, kill all the mobs that you will find. You will even be able, for instance, to enter this room right here, and before this over boss you will be able to kill even more of these different trash mobs. So same here, you want to go all around, kill all the different mobs. You will also have this room where you can again kill even more mobs. And then finally, you want to clean all around here, come back, and then you want to wait a little bit in order for the mobs to respawn. But what you can do in the meantime is just change difficulty and do the farm again in another difficulty. So let's say, for instance, you started in normal, then you can do that in heroic, and each time you will be able to exit, just change the difficulty, enter, kill the mobs, and do that again and again. And all these different trash mobs are pretty easy to kill. You just want to make sure to avoid leaving them in the different damage-free zone that the standard scale guards will leave. These are pretty annoying. And then you also have, for instance, the standard devastators that will heal some of the mobs. So make sure to target these ones in priority. And of course, depending on your eye level, it will be easier or not to kill all these different big pack of mobs. But if you don't have a very big eye level, for instance on my druid I only have like 609, what you can do is just make smaller pack of mobs, kill them one after another, and then like that it will be maybe a little bit easier, even though it might not be as fast. Here I want to insist on a very important thing. So if you are struggling to kill Khazara, what I would recommend you to do is maybe either ask someone to help you kill this boss. Again, normally it's pretty easy to do, but if you're struggling, you might need some help. Also, let's say for instance that you have a cloth character, but you can't solo the boss, but you have another character that can maybe solo it way easier, for instance a tank. What you can do is solo the boss with your tank, and then you want to create a group or at least share the ID with your other character. So normally this is something you will be able to do pretty easily. You just want to create, let's say, a group in the pre-made group search, and then you want to leave the group, disconnect, log on to your other character, join the group. Then you want to log off again, logging back on your main character that killed the boss. You want to accept the invitation of your other character, and then log off again, logging back on your cloth character, and this time you will be able normally to enter and to have the ID of your other character because you will be the lead, and like that you will be able to do the farm on your cloth character. This is something that will be a little bit more annoying, but again, if you are struggling with your cloth character to do that, then that's another solution. The last way to do it, if you don't really have a cloth character that can solo these different mobs, is by having two accounts. So basically with your first account, you will have to clear the first boss, and then you will need to do the same technique that I explained. So create a group in pre-made groups, and then on your second account, you want to invite one of your cloth characters that will need to be level 70 or more in order to access the raid. And when this is done, you want to leave your cloth character at the entrance of the raid, and then with your other character, you want to clear all the different trash mobs. And like that, normally with your cloth character, you will still be able to go around and loot all the different mobs. And so this is something that can also be helpful if, again, you don't have a cloth character in order to do this farm. Keep in mind that these are raid BOEs, so it means that they have a very low drop chance, so you might do a few runs and not get anything. This is also why these different items have such an insane value. It's because they're pretty rare. So overall, it will probably take you a little bit of time before getting some of them. But in my opinion, this is a farm that is pretty worth doing because these items sell really well and at a very high value. So again, if you are trying to diversify a little bit the way you're making some gold in World of Warcraft and right now you're looking for new opportunities, I would say that this one is a really good one to consider. And remember that with your Warband Bank, you will not be able to just transfer all these different items on other realms. So for instance, if you are playing on a realm where either it's too slow and you know not a lot of people will buy them, or on a realm where there's too many people and the value is not very interesting, you can decide to use your Warband Bank and put your different shoulders right here as you can see, and then just transfer them on all the other realms. Like that you can cover more markets and especially maybe more interesting ones for you. So just something again that I really want to insist on, because you should not stick to one specific realm if the market is not good for this specific item. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you will be able to make some gold with all these different shoulders. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!